Good day, everybody. Morefield here. Yeah, I missed Friday. I got really busy with friends. My buddy Larry moved in to live with me for like a couple weeks, and things have been going on. And I was so busy yesterday, I wasn't able to vlog, so please forgive me. Today is part two of that last video you saw about my life story. Today I talk about the things I've learned with that journey. This might be the most important part of it because what I've learned, I think I've pretty much shared a lot of most of everything I've learned in life in this video. So, if you have time or interest, open up a bottle of wine, sit down with your loved ones, and listen. I hope that this means a lot to you guys. I hope I'm not wasting my time, but I hope you enjoy this video. Have a great day.
So like, yeah, sorry, carry on. But I just wanted to say that I completely relate with church side of things.
What I
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. We're on part three now of the Morefield show, and basically we're just gonna wait for him to come on.
There we are. Let's try this again, huh?
Yeah, let's do this. It's great actually. Like at the end of the day, though, man, it's teaching me a lot anyway. Right. Okay. So we'll go back to where we were really. Okay. So you were talking about obviously your time in the music time when you were actually like partying hard with the rock stars and all that. So let's go back to that pretty much.
Uh, I think we were at the church
Yeah,
days.
yeah, yeah, that's right. Yeah, yeah. But the church, but you were jumping from one side to the other, the red carpet, but then you go back to church, obviously, because you were feeling like crap. So you went to
Yeah,
church, and
it
you,
was really an amazing life. Like, you know, it was like a dream life. Like I was living well. Like I drove a nice car, and you know,
yeah,
I've been very blessed. I think blessings come when you persevere all that craziness.
mhm,
Um, and it's just like I don't want to give away too much information because some things are personal, but I'm doing okay in life. Like,
yeah, yeah. So
I
tell us, so tell us, like,
so
where, I mean, where were you going? I mean, obviously with the church. I mean, are you happy to like kind of like focus on now? Is there anything in the church you want to talk about in particular right now? I mean, like
no,
from
I got
the
to a
time.
point with dealing with people that drama that I don't like
That's what,
drama.
yeah, yeah, that's where we were, and that's where it cut off. Yeah,
But
exactly.
but people, no matter where you go, people are shitty. But when you
Church you want to
attach
talk about
church
it?
or Christianity to it, people are like, oh,
Mhm.
Christians, church. Shut up, man. People are like that everywhere. People are supposed to be different who have a relationship with God. People who have true relationships with God are different. They're changed. They change from the inside out. But not everybody at
Mhm.
church, not every minister has got his shit together. And so people
Mhm.
take that and they get this fucked up idea of how church is and how people are, in church. You're gonna have shitty people no matter where you're at. You know what I mean? It doesn't
Mhm.
matter. And
Yeah, no, so
people,
they're everywhere. Yeah, of course. Yeah, definitely.
my,
Yeah.
my dad is a minister, and what he says to his new pastors that he hires is, let me give you a piece of advice. Don't trust anyone. You know what I mean? And then another thing I've learned in life is having boundaries in life. Like I got these girls, they're really hot promotional girls that work with me when I have events and I'm filming like tonight. I have a rule. I'm never alone in a room with a girl unless she's my sister or my mom or somebody I'm trying to date because I don't want to
Hmm.
fuck up my life. And now
Yeah,
you have to understand, most guys are like, oh man, I want to fuck some pussy. Yeah, dude, oh my gosh, it's so trashy to talk like that. And having that in your spirit, you have no fulfillment at the end of the day. You get your pipes
yeah.
cleaned, and 5 minutes later, you're still empty and lost, just like you were before. It might be fun for a
Mhm.
minute, but for fuck's sake, man, quit put your snake in your cage and wait for the right woman. You know what I mean? Uh, there's no fulfillment in sleeping with women. Trust me, I've been with a lot. And, I changed
Yeah,
my life at 23. I was celibate for 5 years. I found my wife. I got married. And now I'm fucking divorced. You know what I mean? It's
yeah,
shitty.
yeah,
Life is hard, man. When life comes and kicks you in the balls, you have to know how to respond to it. It's all about that healing, baby. You know what I mean? When you learn and grow through what you choose to do in your life is everything.
yeah,
Your choices hurt you or you know, like help your life. God puts guidelines in our lives to protect us from heartache. And a lot of times people miss that shit. And, you know, I mean, with me, I got to a point where it's like, what you see is what you get. I'm not going to change for nobody. I change for God. God works with me. And I'm not going to be fake with people. If I feel it, I'm going to share it. Like, that's why I say fuck a lot. People are like, how come you have a relationship with God? You know, in my opinion, insulting people for no reason, calling somebody an idiot is worse than just saying, fuck, I stubbed my toe. It's what's inside your
Yeah,
heart that matters.
I say fuck all
Out
the
of the
time.
abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. You know, like
Mhm.
if I can say fuck to make my point clear, to give it more
Yeah,
passion, or to jar people's nerves, I have a purpose for that. But using words in vain or just insulting people is horrible. You don't insult people unless somebody
Mhm.
needs to be insulted. Like the Bible says, the wounds of a friend are faithful, but the kisses of an enemy are deceitful. So if I have a friend who's
Right.
fucking up his life, I'll say, dude, what the hell are you doing? You're acting stupid right now. You're making bad choices. Treat your woman better, or stop doing this. You're ruining your life. You know,
Mhm.
that's something of substance, you know, calling people out on
Yeah,
their
yeah,
bullshit. You know what I mean? That's what friends are for. If your friends
yeah.
can't shoot straight with you, then you have no purpose in having relationships with those people. You always want people to challenge your way of thinking and stretch you to be a better person.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
see
That's why I
many
do this.
podcasts I'm
Man.
watching and
That's why
say,
I do this.
what's that?
So that's why I do this.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's
one of the
good.
reasons why I do this anyway. But yeah, because it stretches me, and it stretches me as a human. It stretches me because obviously, like, I'm speaking to yourself. You've had a very different lifestyle to me, like hugely different. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
In so many ways. But that again stretches me because I've got a, I'm in a way, I'm thinking to myself, can I relate with any of this? Like, I could relate with the church and all that. I can't relate with it,
yeah,
but I can kind of, I can definitely empathize on stuff. You know what I mean? Um,
yeah,
and but I can't possibly understand how it was for you. Do you know what I mean? But that's what I love about this. It's listening in that way. Yeah, that's testing, but it's cool, and I'm learning lots. So go for it.
yeah. One thing that I encourage everybody to do is understand who you are. Like humility is having a clear
Mm-hmm.
perspective of yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and like I when I hire people for jobs here, like camera crews and stuff like that, I have them take personality tests. I have them take spiritual gifts tests and love language tests. So I have a clear evaluation of who they are. I know where to place
Mm-hmm.
them, what they'll be good at. Because if you are wired for A and I put you in B, you're not going to be happy. You know, because you have to understand you have leaders, you have people who encourage others, you have people who have discernment, being able to see people for who they truly are. You have people who are giving, service oriented, you have people who are compassionate and merciful. I'm a natural born leader, which means leaders oftentimes will offend people with the gift of mercy and compassion. As you grow and mature in your life, you become more compassionate in a leader sort of way and become understanding, but understanding how different people are wired differently doesn't make them wrong or
Mm-hmm.
right, or you wrong or right.
No,
It just
exactly.
makes you.
Yeah.
And as you understand how people are wired, you're able to place people in certain areas. As for people that work with me, I know what works and what doesn't most of the time.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, we all fuck up
Yeah.
sometimes. So,
Uh,
uh,
yeah. Absolutely.
but I like for me, like my spiritual gifts, I'm a leader, I'm an encourager, which is a good combination. And I have discernment. And my least is mercy and compassion. I suck at that because I'm a boss. I'm like, shit's got to get done. Get the job done and stop whining. I don't care about feelings. My business is a profit center, not a fucking counseling therapy session. So, but see, as I grow and mature in my ability to lead, I understand that I need to I need to be more graceful with people, and I get that.
Mm-hmm.
My love language is words of affirmation, quality time, and physical touch. I love snuggling on the couch, holding hands. Oh my God, you're beautiful. I love you. And so when you're in a relationship with people who are wired differently than you, one, you either have a relationship that will challenge you, make you more well rounded and more balanced in life, and you'll have a strong relationship, or B, you're going to have a shitty relationship because you're not connecting well.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah, yeah.
no, and I think that my life is crazy enough that I need somebody who's compatible in that department. I want to be able to snuggle and have words of affirmation because that's how I feel love and that's how I show love. But when you understand that about yourself and you understand that about your partner and you know how to meet their needs, then it's a
Hmm.
win-win situation. But it's got to go both ways, you know, and and it's loving people through their bullshit. That's what you got to do. Because everybody brings in baggage into their relationship. Everybody. And
Hmm.
sometimes you're a shitty person. Sometimes I'm a shitty person. Whatever. And it's learning how to say, you know what, I love this person more than myself, so I'm going to serve them through their season of bullshit. And when
Hmm.
you do that and you're graceful, you'll oftentimes correct it. Like let's get into relationships here, because I know a bit about how humans are.
Yeah.
Women are emotionally stimulated and men are visually stimulated. That's why pornography is such a problem and an addiction for men. Personally, I don't look
Mhm.
at porn. I think it's wicked evil. It destroys relationships. It's horrible. It's very destructive and it's addicting. And that's why I've got boundaries. I don't allow myself alone with women because I'm a man. You know what I mean? I don't want to fall. I want to wait for that one person who I truly love and
Wow.
and make it count. You know what I mean? I will
Mm.
not sleep with girls. And I live in the fucking Philippines. I'm a white guy with cameras that shows up at parties. And it's not even that hard for me. I don't know. I don't understand why. But I'm just resilient. But just because I feel
Mm.
resilient doesn't mean I'm invincible. So I have to have boundaries in my life. Hence the reason why I'm not alone with girls in rooms unless I'm in a relationship or they're
Mhm.
my sisters or mother. So so as you understand how you're wired, like your personality, like me, I'm a debater. I like to, debate. I'm a deep thinker. I'm a philosopher. So I
Yeah.
love talking about things. I have my best friends in California are like doctors and psychologists. And you can smoke pot in California, it's legal. So we'd be sitting on the grass looking at the stars, smoking a joint, and we're talking about philosophy and theories, theology.
Mm.
And that's where I feel happiest is like just being around people who are deep thinkers and like talking about life and like, just exchanging intellectual property and ideas and just feeding off each other. My two favorite things
Yeah, yeah,
here,
yeah.
going out with friends, drinking and people watching and just shooting the shit. And then staying home with like close friends and just like hanging out, having drinks. I think
Mm.
drinks and I don't smoke pot here because it's illegal, and I'm a fucking law-abiding tourist because I'm a tourist here. So I
Yeah.
don't break the law because let me give you advice. If you're in a third world country or you're a foreigner, don't break the law. Just keep
Yeah,
your
yeah,
mouth
no,
shut. Right?
I've seen your YouTube episodes, man. It's like what that like you said, if you could smell that cell, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like when I saw that, if you could smell it, it was just like honestly, you would not want to break the law here. Because I remember you said you wanted to go and have
You
a
saw
look in
that
the
jail
cells and
cell?
all that.
It's crazy. I got approval from the mayor to spend a night in jail just to film the experience, but I'm honestly I'm scared, man. I don't want to spend a night in jail. That shit's stressful. I
You might
spent
as
a
well.
night
I
in
mean,
jail.
you be careful what you catch in the prison as well. Eh? I suppose there's a lot of hepatitis and things like that. I suppose.
So yeah, it's not good to draw negative attention to yourself anywhere.
Nah,
So
definitely not.
yeah, but just understanding who you are, how you're gifted, how you're mentally wired to handle life
Mm.
is crucial to find purpose in your life that best suits who you are. And
Mm.
anybody watching, you got to look into that shit. Study who you are, study yourself, because I guarantee you, by the time you're on your deathbed, you'll still be learning things about yourself. My parents have been married for 45 years and they're still learning about each other. And so,
Mm.
self discovery and discovering your partner is so important. You have to do that. And that helps you prepare yourself for relationships with other people. Uh,
Yeah.
so the better you understand who you are, you can approach the world in a powerful way.
Hmm. Yeah, man, that makes a lot of sense to be honest with you, man. And like, so me too. My journey personally is similar in a way because I've always been on a journey of self discovery. So like, I can totally relate with that one, definitely. And I've found
Yeah.
as well what I've been doing with the videos and all that, like you do, is putting yourself on camera. That does help quite a lot, I think, personally. Do you think
It's
that's
kind
something
of
to do with a camera as well helped you? Do
yeah.
you think something about like making episodes about yourself, telling your story your way? Do you think that's helped you self like find yourself more?
You know, in a weird way, accidentally, yes. Like it's
Yeah.
almost therapeutic. It's kind of weird, and it's kind of I feel a little emotionally vulnerable right now.
No,
I'm
man, it
sharing.
is. It's amazing. I mean, that's what, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I don't know if I told you before, but I call it the black mirror, yeah? It's
What's
the
that?
like, like when you're looking into the lens, the black mirror.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
You know what I
yeah,
mean? Like
yeah,
when you like basically look, you're literally looking into, you're looking at yourself basically. And even
yeah,
when you do a video and you're not seeing yourself there and then, but you are then talking and then you start to, then you look it back and then you are looking at yourself again. So it is almost like a reflection, but in another time zone if you're looking at it like that. But if you've
yeah.
got the instant like live stuff like this kind of thing, then um, you get instant mirror kind of vision of of yourself.
It's hard
And
for me to
from
do
what
it.
you've told me, from what you've said, and from where you are, I think, like with your story, the way you're telling your story, I think like everything you're saying has um, come from that. You know what I mean? It's come from you searching yourself by telling everyone about yourself, like saying, "Look, this
Yeah,
is me. This is what I've been doing. This is where I've been, and I want you to
yeah,
experience my life my way." You know what I mean? I think that's boom. That's
yeah.
just like totally lit you up.
I have a rule for myself. It's hard to do this sometimes. When I make a video, I have to make it raw and real and honest, like
Yeah,
brutally
exactly.
honest. And like I want to be
Yeah,
controversial, even like with things that I do and say. Like I'll go to cockfights. People have a problem with that, but it's a national sport here. Get over yourself. You know what I mean? Just because you believe it's wrong doesn't make it wrong. In another country, is completely acceptable. Uh, you know, I mean, I did a documentary on that, a couple of them. And one of them got taken down from YouTube because people were offended by it. But it was really
right.
detailed, and by that time, I had really nice camera lenses and stuff, and so it was really like beautiful. Um, but it's a shame that YouTube restricts your freedom in exposing other cultures. And it was an educational thing, but people were complaining about it. You know, I was they were doing surgery on one of the cocks for another, getting ready for a fight, and it was brutal. Like there was blood everywhere. You know, and
Yeah,
it's
that is
crazy.
pretty quite brutal. Yeah, I've got to admit. I mean, like, the thing is with the cultures as well, man. That plays a lot. I mean, on the YouTube, you've got every culture, eh? So obviously, like in the Philippines, yeah, it's a national sport, but like obviously, people that grow up in different like areas, different cultures, obviously, with people get offended in like this country just if you
Yeah,
say the wrong color. Do you know what I mean?
yeah.
They do. You know what I mean?
I think people
They've
need to
even
be
like, back
offended
in the
with
day, they
people.
even used to call like chalkboards, you know what I mean? Like, sorry, blackboards, chalkboards, you know what I mean? In case it offended someone, you know what I mean? It's like, what? I
Yeah.
mean, what's all that
I
about?
think being
So
offended
offense is
develops thick
just one of them
skin.
things we have to live with.
Yeah.
Some people are being offended. It's just thing is when there's a majority of people offended, that's when it all goes wrong for the person that's, you know what I mean?
Hmm. Yeah.
They're doing whatever he's doing. It's when the majority start to get offended. That's when it, like say YouTube, I suppose they're just looking out for themselves, and they just like say they get enough. If they get enough people complaining, they just have to do what they have to do something about it. I suppose you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But I mean, me personally, like it wouldn't be something I could probably. I mean, if I was in the Philippines, like maybe, I mean, it was an experience. I'd go check it out. But as the way I've grew up and all that, then me too. Cockfighting for me wouldn't be something, but I wouldn't. I'm not judging people for it. You know what I mean? Simple as that. And I'm
Yeah.
not offended. Do you know what I mean? Because like you
Yeah.
said, they've probably been doing that for a long, long time before we've been about. I mean, how many years they've been doing that for? Is that like like a historic sport? Is it?
Yeah. It's been around a long time. But people here, they have nothing to do, and they're oppressed by corruption and by the government and the Catholic
Mhm.
Church, and they're just, they need to be entertained, and it's easy and it's cheap and it's there.
Yeah,
It's a different life here, man. It's really odd. Like I've had to learn how to enjoy new things in life. Like I miss Mexican food and In-N-Out Burger, and I miss bike rides on the beach and smoking weed with my friends. Like that was
yeah,
fun, man. You smoke a joint, riding a bike, and you're drinking beer, and you're like, hey, it's chill, man. It's a chill life. But
mhm.
here, everything's kind of, people are mellow, but the traffic is horrendous.
Mm.
But people here are so kind and friendly, and they're so generous and warm. They have nothing, and they
Yeah.
still give you the last of what they have. They'll give you the seat of honor, the first plate of food, and they have smiles
Mm.
on their face. And like in
Yeah.
California, when I lived there, there were police out everywhere on the weekends in like Pacific Beach, and there were fights every weekend, people getting drunk and stupid. And then here, I'm told life is cheap. If there's a bar fight, it's a fight to the death. I've been here 3 years and I've never seen a bar fight. It's
Yeah.
insane.
Yeah.
People are just different here, and people here have nothing, and they're happy, and they are so warm and
Mm.
friendly. Americans have everything, and they just complain and bitch and fight. When I moved
They're all
here,
on
all
pills.
this shit
Well, not all
started
of them, but
happening
like,
in
yeah.
America, and I'm seeing all
Mm.
this hatred and division with like black community and white community and politicians and Trump and all these stupid liberals just bitching about everything. It's just shut up and drink a beer together. You know what I mean? Fucking get along for fuck's sake, man. It's
Yeah.
insane.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anytime you spend your life dwelling on negative shit and you just start bitching about people who don't share the same values, you got to reevaluate where your head's at. You know what I mean? You're not
Yeah.
going to be happy.
Yeah.
People are just stuck in this
Yeah.
rut where they're just complaining all the time. And it's people, it's a first world problem. You come here
Mm.
and you see, I've been in the slums, I've been in the dump where people live in trash, where they take trash in the city. I've sat and ate meals with them and they're fucking smiling with no teeth. And they're happy that I'm sitting there with them. You have any idea how like rewarding that feels to hang out with people
Yeah.
like that
Well,
that have nothing?
I
And
lived in, right,
no, go
I lived
ahead.
in Papua New Guinea. I grew up in Papua New Guinea, so it's the same sort of
Oh,
thing. Like they're very, very poor people. So I used to actually hang around with the natives. I used to hang around with the. I used to like stay in the ghettos and everything. I was like, that's where I stayed. That's all my pals and all that were all from settlements, like shanty towns, and I knew the
yeah,
language and everything. So I know exactly what that's like. I grew up like that. It took me a long time to
okay,
adjust um, to normal life. You know what I mean?
yeah,
In the UK because of that, because that's the way I grew up. Because I grew up sharing everything. You didn't own anything. Everything was just
yeah,
shared. I mean, like I said, you'd share your last meal. You know what I mean, with someone. That's simple as that. But then I went to the UK, the
totally,
opposite.
yeah,
It was always like one. It was everyone for themselves. You know.
yeah. It's like when
And,
when your parents don't teach you how to share your toys, you grow up selfish. Like mine, mine. That's how
yeah,
people are at
exactly.
first.
Yeah,
And it's sick. It's seriously mental
yeah.
illness. I swear to God, man. And another
Mm.
thing, people here drives me crazy. People are young people here in the Philippines. They are so consumed with their phones. You'll be at see a group of friends sitting
Yeah,
around a
same here as
table
well.
when they should be focusing on what's in front of them. They're focused in some digital world. Do you have any idea how unhealthy that is? It's destroying relationships.
Oh, pff, yeah. The
I,
thing is, I
I
think we
want to
can. I
encourage
think in the
people.
West, we can relate with that as well, though, because here everyone, you see people nowadays are walking along like that, literally all the
Yeah,
time, and it's just so normal now. I remember the days when it was actually embarrassing to actually even text in public.
yeah, and it was
Do you know what I
rude.
mean? It was.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was rude. Yeah, even like in the street, I wouldn't even text in the street. Back in the day, like what I mean, you would just like, oh my god, because you'd think, oh my god, I look like a right twat with this phone thing. Do you know what I mean? But
yeah.
yeah, it's interesting though, man.
And these,
So tell me about the parties. Tell me about the parties because you do film parties and all that. So let's go up a bit. Let's go up a bit in vibe and energy. So tell me about your party life and all that kind of stuff. Can you talk about that? Is that all right?
well, I moved here three and a half years ago almost. To the number one goal was to help people, and the
Mm,
second goal was to have learn about myself and grow through my weaknesses because I'm intense, I'm passionate, and I'm loyal. But with those strengths
yeah.
come weaknesses. Sometimes I'm a little
Yeah. Sure.
snappy or a little edgy. My personality is pretty fiery for people. Here people are very passive and polite and kind, and my personality is really strong for people. And so it's really mellowed me out a bit being here because I have to be.
Mm,
Uh, and it just fuck. Where was I? I wanted to help people pursue their dreams because
yeah.
these monopolizing giants like Henry C. and Ayala, They're giants in business. They squash
Mm.
people that want to make something of themselves and be successful. And then you've got the corrupt government, which is being fixed right now, in my opinion. Uh, Being fixed right now with Duterte, the president, because he actually really cares for the people. I believe that. But I want to help
Okay, that's good.
people learn how to brand themselves, brand their ideas, because you have, branding, brand awareness, all the way to brand advocacy, and then you've got image branding, you've got
Mm.
product personality. You've got these things. If you can master all levels of these brands and really hone in your craft, and you just got to find one thing you're good at, something you're passionate about, something you're mentally wired for, and pursue it with all your heart, with all the passion you have. If you can do that, it doesn't matter if you make $1 million or 1 billion pesos. It's what's in the heart. If you did your best, you're successful. You
Yeah,
know.
yeah, yeah. Well, that's yeah, man. I can high five you for that one, man.
But
Big
I want
time.
to give
Because yeah,
people
that's
hope.
that's it.
Yeah.
That's the way I think. Seriously, yeah. So
And then I accidentally ended up filming celebrity DJs and me becoming friends with these guys and working with. I went to a guy's birthday party at a place called J Park, and there was a big party there going on, all these celebrities from Manila. And I just was filming a vlog that day, and I went out and I filmed this party, and it kind of caught some interest of the people that put on the party, and they asked me to come back for the second one. And then they officially attached me as their official film producer, which is Duffly Entertainment
mm.
Manila. Great guys, great team. Dennis Gara and all these guys, Ricky and all these guys are just beautiful people. And Joel from LA, he comes and DJs. This guy's half Filipino, I think. I'm all friends with them on Facebook, and I work with them when they're here. But the thing is about me is I don't charge Filipinos. I work for free.
Mm.
Uh, because I came here to serve the people, and I'm not here to make money. I already make enough money, so I serve people, and I feel very rewarded doing that.
Yeah, that's
And
yeah,
I'm not
that's
trying to sound like a fucking hero. It's not heroic. It's just the right thing to do. You know what I mean?
mm.
Um,
Yeah, yeah. Nice.
so, and then I start vlogging. I'm walking around the malls and
Mm.
stuff like that with my cameras, or I'll have a cameraman, and that always draws attention. That always draws attention because here people don't really see cameras and camera crews and stuff like that. And then I'd go to these businesses and I'd like have drinks with friends, and the business owners would be like, "Hey, man, I always see your cameras. Could you film a party here? We're having a." I'm like, "Sure." And then like I said earlier, I started filming parties at like these businesses and making like promotional videos. And now I'm starting to get like, okay, I need to start making some changes. I want to serve the Filipino people for free. They got me for free. I'll serve people, help them out, educate them, train them, and that's what I do. I have mentorship programs. I teach people how to be successful. Um, and I've been like corporate accounts. Like I was talking with Smirnoff about doing a commercial that's international. Anytime that there's
Hmm.
like an international account, then that's like where I can make some money. And then of
Right.
course,
Yeah, yeah.
the bonus on serving the Filipino people and filming that experience is when I get YouTube video views, I get paid, but it's so little. And my problem is I'm not consistent enough with my videos.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah,
my
we
my
kind of we touched
subscription
on that
base,
bit, didn't we? We touched on that bit because you're a perfectionist.
yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
I'm
So
literally
like
a
that,
fashion professor.
yeah, yeah, that's what I'm saying. So like that is kind of like I've spoke about this to a few people, perfectionism, and it's perfectionism is just literally the barrier of
Yeah,
the final product, doesn't it? You know what I mean? It's literally stopping you from being able to move to the next step. I mean, like with you, you're talented. You know, you're really talented. You can see that in what you do, the way you speak, your personality, everything, your light. You know what I mean? You can just see it. It's blatantly obvious. But what holds you back, like I say, is the simplicity of it. I think when you talk about consistency, I think you're missing the simplicity, maybe slightly. Just keep it
yeah,
simple, imperfect perfection. Do you know what I mean? I
yeah.
mean,
I think
that's
you're
like I
right.
say, we're going to stay in touch because obviously I'm doing this. I'm not doing the same thing as you, but I'm doing something very, very similar. Like, you know, I'm starting to kind of create my kind of media kind of
Yeah,
career out of dust and phones. But at the end of the day, right, what I'm doing is I'm literally going to start opening people's eyes and saying, like, telling them the same thing. Keep it simple, keep it consistent, and keep it honest.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And I think
Hmm.
that's what, from what I've seen, and like all the stuff I've looked at of you, you know what I mean? All it's just like amazing. But like I said, if you're taking like 3 days to edit something together, and it's like what, and it's but that's 3 days of like 18-hour days. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? You got to think to yourself, actually, shit, can I do that all the time? I don't think so. That's not
Yeah.
simple because you can't
Yeah.
keep it consistent. You could just burn out, burn out. But anyway, yeah, tell us more. Okay, so like you're making videos. So you say you're making films now? Is it just like because you obviously music production is one of your
Well, I'll
key
tell you what
things
I'm
you've been
doing
doing
right
for a long
now.
time?
I'm actually launching a concept tonight. I'm having a party at a place called Howling Dogs,
Okay.
which is pretty cool because I have this idea. I got it. I went to check out Howling Dogs, and I was actually it's a little bit of a wild place. There's a bunch of hot girls, and I have a feeling that it's like a party place.
It's
But it's really
Michael Crespo's just come on. He actually was in New York and he's a record label record producer. Is it record producer? What is it again? Record? Because I'm not. I'm the music and me is like I'm
what
completely lost.
about
So record producer. I think record producer. If you could,
me?
Michael, what is it you do again?
I'm a
Anyway, he's in New
music and
York because I
film
spoke to him
producer.
today. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
music and film
But he's
producer.
just saying that positive energy, which is yeah, definitely we need to like kind of focus on the positive energy. But I think again, it's about simplicity and how you use that energy as well. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because you've got
Mhm.
intentions, but then if your intentions like are to like maximize your time in such a short time, then that's where I think everything goes wrong. So personally,
Yeah.
but go on. Yeah, sorry, man.
No, no worries. So right now I'm trying to, if the party goes great tonight, then I'm gonna pursue this all summer. I'm gonna be doing a party once a week, and I'll have free drinks for a selected group of people. Like I'll have incentives, like, hey, the first three people that approach me with this on their cell phone, whatever this is,
Hmm.
I'll give a free shot to or something like that. And I'll always have the camera crew because people love the cameras, and then I'll host a party. And then if things are going good, like the fourth time, I'll start bringing in like celebrity DJs. Because anytime the way I sell things, I'm a salesman. I'll go into nightclubs, like I said earlier, and I'll just say, hey, I want to bring my camera crew and have a party here. They always say, oh, I'd love that. And so if I come bring a party and offer people free drinks, then I expand my YouTube. I get to vlog the experience. And and from now on, I'm going to be just vlogging when I work for free for like businesses here because, like I said, I don't charge Filipinos. So instead of doing
Hmm.
like promotional videos, which takes me 100 hours or to do that, I'm just gonna bring a vlog. I can do it in like 4 or 5 hours. Like
Yeah,
the
yeah,
Yes
yeah.
He's Been Launched, that was a vlog. It was like 18 minutes long, and it was too long. But I added an interview with her at the end. So I'm gonna start doing parties. I'm gonna be doing for the summer when I'm doing these weekly parties. I'm also gonna be vlogging regularly. I just hired a badass chick who really has a background with emceeing and radio and TV. And I'm going to be writing a script right now. This story that I'm writing is really amazing. And then after the summer, I'm going to start filming a short story. It's kind of like a tragedy romance type of thing with a really crazy
Okay.
twist at the end. And then I'm going to be working and traveling with these like celebrity DJs and stuff. We've got some things lined up. And then, of course, I'm going to start closing some big international accounts that have a lot of money to pay because, my cameras and my computer, that all has an expiration date. Your camera only lasts. It's actually this ADD that's right in front of me has 100,000 actuations, which is like the movement of the shutter speed. So this thing's got
Okay.
about 100 hours. So I'm sorry, 100,000 actuations, which is going to go kaput soon. So I need to start, making money instead of spending money to do these things. And in order for me to
Yeah.
do that, I need to start locking in international accounts. And then
Well, there you
next
go,
year, I'm going
Michael
to
Crespo. Sorry,
Africa and
man.
Antarctica.
There's Flavor Music Records label owner producer Michael Crespo. Yeah, I spoke to him today. He's a lovely guy. So hi, Michael. Thank you very much for joining us, man. We've had some major technical issues, right? But at the end of the day, we came back because we knew this was the right thing to do, man. And I've learned so much already from Morefield, man. And I've loved this talk, and I've really appreciate it. whoever, I don't care. I'm live. At the end of the day, this is all recorded, and you know, this is what I love to do. Whether or not I have to stay up all night doing it, I don't care. This is just awesome. Thanks very much again for doing this, Morefield, and thanks for joining us, Michael. Yeah, sorry, carry on, man.
No, let me tell Michael something real quick. Go to themorefield.com. I have music that I wrote, sang, and produced. Let me know what you think, man. I'm interested. I'm not really focused on music right now, but I'm doing films right now, but it's solid music. Anyway,
Yeah, go for it,
and
man. Right. Okay. Yeah. So, yeah. Go on with. Let's get into that. Let's get into that field then. Okay. So let's talk more
what
about
field?
that. Your
Producing
music,
music.
and then your music and your film, the script and all this kind of stuff you're talking about.
Well, I
Is that
started
that was
writing
sounding good.
at 15, and at 16, I started producing music, getting in studios, and I made my first EP when I was 19 in a legit studio called Digital Sound in Vegas. I mean, I recorded this album in the same room. Britney Spears made a song or two, or an album. Blue Man Group. Uh, what's his name? Outcast produced music in this room. And so I was in this magical space, and I'm just like, wow. I was always so impressed with music and the music world, and I always had a creative mind. And then at 23, I think I started producing an album, and I learned a lot. I was so I have control issues in the creative space. Not with
Mm.
relationships. It's a different kind of context, but with like my work and my creation and my art, I am really controlling. And I was too controlling. I had no education and no experience in music. I had no music theory experience. So my music had no structure. And my music
Mm.
producers were like, dude, you're killing us, man. Like your music is like, you know, 9 measures and 7 measures. It's got to be 4/8, 4/8, 4/8. So I was like, oh, how do I get this? I'm like, oh. And I really messed up that first album that was on iTunes. And that music's being played, like I said, on 4 different continents. And right now I'm in the middle of making a second album. I'm producing another album for a celebrity DJ in Manila. And I'm also working on an EDM album underneath a different name. Maybe. I wrote a song
Wow.
called Without You featuring XO, which is on Spotify. It's like a club song. Everybody get down, yeah, yeah. Which the intro of all my vlogs have that song, just like a 5 second clip of that song, but that's kind of like a beachy club vibe. But most of my
Right.
music is like acoustic love music, and that was like really what I was consumed with. And I ended up playing and singing, writing, producing rocky, funky, bluesy music, and then when I went big in music and started performing all over the place almost every night, um, I had a nervous breakdown because of what I said. I let too many people in. I had too much attention. Like I was on the news every day for like 3 months because I was interviewed for Proposition 8, which is on gay marriage. Which whatever you shove up your own ass is your business. You know what I mean? I don't have a problem
Mm.
with it. I'm not going to judge people, but when the government tries to step in and force you to, marry people, like if I go into a Jewish temple and want to get married, they're like, are you Jewish? No. Why are you here? People were just attacking the Christian church, and I had a problem with that. So I said, if I want to marry my sister or have sex with my sister because I love her, does that make it right? Where the hell do you draw the line? And so the news
Mm.
took that. Where the hell do you draw the line? Where the hell do you? They just kept playing it every night, and I got a lot of negative attention with that and positive attention, whatever. But then I let too many people in close to my life, and I got stabbed in the back by people for no weird like why. And so I just kind of went in hiding and got stressed out, and I just disappeared for 3 years and started smoking pot. Uh, and I met my wife, and it was like great. I was traveling the world, Australia, Belize, Hawaii, just traveling and enjoying life. I mean, she had money, I had some money, so I just kind of like said fuck you to everybody and shut off the world and was stoned for like 5 years, literally. And then I ended up getting back into music as a producer and just started producing music, like a diverse range of music. And I have mentors that I still talk to that mentor me in music and film, and they teach me things about music and structure and music theory and films. And like, for example, I have a lady named Trisha Correa. I literally love her like an aunt, and she's been a mentor of mine for a long time. And she said, your videos need a storyline. What do you mean?
Yeah, yeah,
It's like that resort video. If you had a beautiful woman falling down on the bed in slow motion with rose petals laying around, there you got a powerful story because people become attached to it. And so I did something like that with one of my promo girls, Margot, where she fell back on the bed and she wakes up in the morning, she's texting. Did you see that video? So
yeah, yeah. I think yeah,
I
that's right.
start
Yeah, yeah.
storylines.
Hmm.
So
Michael just said there, I mainly produce dance music, release music with Todd Terry, Kenny Dope, etc. Just in case
oh,
you can't
very
see the
cool.
comments.
Yeah, I'm just getting into that dance music, EDM. I've never done EDM music, but I'm gonna take a whack at it. I know I'll be good at it because when I set my mind to something, I can accomplish anything. Just like you, remember that. Seriously, look at my eyes. I swear to God, if you know what you're good at, you can do anything. But you have to know that you're good at it. If you're not good at it, you're just beating your head up against the clouds. So take those
Exactly. Yeah,
tests,
you have
personality
to
tests.
actually physically be good at it as well, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean the thing is that like, this is the like tonight, right? For instance, yeah, because it's like here. What time is it now, man? 3:30 in the morning, right? And I ain't blowing smoke at my own ass, right, or anything like that. But at the end of the day, I'm like basically flexing the muscles of what I do. You know what I mean? Like personally, for me to be good at something, I have to push myself through. I have to be tired sometimes and do it. Like I mean, I do live because personally, for me, I feel that's more raw than any other way of doing things. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
if I was to do recorded podcasts, I mean, I could do that, and I definitely will be doing it. But the fact is, I love this being on the spot and also
Yeah.
in a such a like for me this is a totally different environment, you know what I mean? Like I've not spoke about this sort of thing to someone before and doing it live on here and actually having someone like Michael Crespo watch it as well, man, it's just crazy, you know what I mean? Like I've done it, I've never in a million years thought I'd actually be sitting doing this at 3 in the morning, you know what I mean? But
It's
again,
fun.
to be good at something, sometimes you have to push yourself, way like outside of your comfort zone, and this for me is way out of my comfort zone, trust me. um but in a really good way.
Yeah.
Morefield, you know what I mean? In a good way.
Sure.
But I'm just to say that. But like you
You
just
feel
said there, to be
rewarded.
good at something, you have to know you're good at it. And the thing is, I know I'm good at it, but I'm not saying I'm experienced at it. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? But I know deep down, but I've got the skills to be able to really go
Yeah.
somewhere with what I do. Just like,
That's it. Maybe
I've
I
just
should
got this kind of
reword it.
confidence.
You got to understand
Sorry?
your skill set. You got to understand your skill set because you're always going to suck at something when you first start out. You know what I mean? And right
Yeah,
now
yeah,
you're
yeah,
doing
yeah.
great. So
Yeah,
I shouldn't
thanks,
have
man.
said that. You got
Thanks.
to know where you're wired. If you understand where your gifting is, then you go with passion and chase your dream.
Hmm.
But some people want to be singers and
Absolutely.
they can't sing. And maybe it's not your thing. Like it's just
Yeah, no, you
understanding
say that a lot,
your
yeah.
perspective of yourself.
You're right to wind this down about 3:45, yeah? I mean, it's 2:45, whatever the hour is over there. What is it now? It must be 11. Is
You
it
talking to me?
where in the
Almost
Philippines?
noon.
Is it almost, yeah, almost noon. Like, it's a 12, yeah? Jeez, man. Wow, yeah, we really have flexed some muscles tonight, man, both of us. This is
Yeah.
good though. This has been the most different talk I've done in all the talks I've done. This is like number 15 or 16 if I add them up in total because it's 13, the 8 o'clock one, and then plus two. So this is number 15, right? Live talks I've done. And this is definitely the most out there kind of tough one I've done in the sense of technical issues, but
Okay.
also in the content of the what you've been talking about as well, in context of what
Was
you've
it
been talking
good?
about. Yeah, man, it's amazing. But that's what I'm saying. It's been a bit of a kind of whoa, you know what I mean? Wow, roller coaster. So yeah, but it's been really good, Moffat, man. Seriously, and I'm like I say, I'm doing what I'm doing, and I'd love to speak to you again, and maybe even in the Philippines. You know what I mean? That'd be
Anytime,
amazing to
man.
come out.
I got the
I know you
cameras here, so
come out
come on
party with
over.
you. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm definitely up for that, 100%. But yeah. So yeah, what we'll do is we'll wind it down. So like, what is it? Like, obviously, we know your plans now. You're doing stuff like you said for Smirnoff and all this kind of stuff. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
coming
I'm
up,
trying
and
to
then
lock in
you've got
Smirnoff
other
right now.
bits and pieces you're doing. Sorry.
I'm trying to lock the account in with Smirnoff right now.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Cool, cool. That sounds pretty cool. So what is that? Is that just for an advertisement? Is it, or is it for a promotional gig
Yeah,
somewhere?
probably like a commercial, that kind of thing.
Oh, okay, cool. Okay, all right, man. So
So
yeah. So what about like are you planning to? go back to the US for a trip?
Yeah, I'm
Do you
gonna go.
actually
I think
travel
I'm
back
gonna
to the
go in
US every
June
now
and
and then?
visit my family. It's been a long time,
Yeah, yeah. So
so
what I
I
mean,
gotta
like for
go
you,
visit.
what's it like going back from like being in the Philippines and coming to the US? Do you just go straight into like all the places what you like to eat?
Yeah, I miss the roads. The roads
I
here are
bet.
nasty, rough roads, and the traffic is horrendous. But
Mm.
America has just got big, wide open roads, and there's actually law on the roads. Like you'll get pulled over if you go too fast.
Yeah, yeah.
People are dangerous here. They're just erratic drivers. They're horrible drivers. They have no spatial awareness, and they're just completely clueless as to what's around them. And there's a lot of risk, but you rarely see car accidents
Hmm.
because people are really edgy and defensive on the road, as they should be. So people in America are kind of like pansies because they're spoiled and they're restricted, as they should be. Law needs to happen so people aren't
Yeah,
killing each
yeah.
other. But here, life is cheap. You can
Yeah.
hire a hitman for like $20.
Jeez. Nuts, man,
Literally.
nuts. Yeah, so okay, right, we've looked at all that. What about your martial arts? So what kind of martial arts you been doing? I know you spoke about the martial arts earlier. Just so you still practicing martial arts, or you still like doing that
I
kind of
teach
stuff?
martial arts, not as much as I'd
You teach
like,
it?
but I also am trying to be taught more about my instructor, Dan Hurd. He has a school in Vegas. He is the
Hmm.
most incredible martial art instructor on the planet. He's a eighth degree black belt, and his form, American Kenpo, is the most brutal street fighting on the planet. It's the science of street fighting. It's just amazing. It's flowing lines and circles and knowing exactly rapid hand strikes just in the right spot to just lay your
Yeah.
opponent out quick. But it's so fast and brutal that in 2 seconds you're making somebody pee their pants and snapping their arms and breaking their nose. In like 2 seconds, it's done. In one hit, you're
Mm.
fucking over, but you still just keep going because it's so fast that your opponent has no chance to defend himself, which is good. If I'm being
Right.
attacked, I want to be able to win. Jake, you take him for a walk. So, just sorry, telling my maid to take my son for a walk, aka my dog.
Yeah.
So he needs to go for a walk. He didn't go for a walk yet. So uh, yeah, American Kenpo. I was in judo, jiu-jitsu, taekwondo, and traditional karate. 2 years each of those, and I did not like judo and jiu-jitsu. I hated it.
Mhm.
And taekwondo is a joke. I do not like taekwondo. It's just too plain. But when I got into American Kenpo, I mean, I was hooked. I mean, it is
Mhm.
really a beautiful martial art. It's the science of street fighting. Ed
Right.
Parker
Yeah.
founded American Kenpo in Hawaii back in like the 50s. And
Yeah.
Kenpo is a Chinese term, I believe, when the Okinawans would train with the Chinese. And Ed Parker moved to Hawaii as a Kenpo artist, and he didn't see Kenpo as fit for the street fighting he found in his environment. So he revised and changed the art and made American Kenpo and what it is today. And it's
All
just
right.
a beautiful martial art. And when you fight from white belt to black belt, you you fight little girls and big black guys, 300 pounds, guys with muscle, small
Mhm.
guys, little girls, big girls. You fight all these different people in a controlled environment. In a controlled environment,
Mhm.
you're not trying to kill each other, and you go
No,
through
no,
these
no.
techniques, just technique, and you're doing all these things. You get a right punch, you get grabbed, you get bare knuckle, you get all these different attacks on you, and you just boom, boom. And by the time you get to black belt, the muscle memory of these techniques are just so ingrained in you. It's like breathing.
Mhm.
So anytime
Yeah.
something happens, your reflexes are so fast, and
Wow.
that's what has allowed me to be a really good bodyguard and a protector. I'm a protector. I like protecting people I care for. And I'm
Mhm.
very confident and I look crazy. I've got crazy eyes. And people, the foundation of martial arts is not only your stance and your breathing, but it's the confidence in your eyes. I've never really had to
Mhm.
use martial arts much because people look in my eyes and they say, okay, maybe this isn't a guy that I should mess with. I was just telling somebody the other night. I had three guys standing around me 3 years ago when I first moved here on a street corner at like 2 in the morning, and they were trying to mug me. And I pulled out 40,000 pesos out of my pocket and I fanned it in front of them and I put it back in my pocket. And I said, "If you can take it, you can have it. Good luck." And they looked at me and they were just like, they knew that I'm fucking crazy. And I'll tell you one thing: crazy beats anything. When people see that you're
Mm,
fucking crazy, I used to teach rape prevention to women. And I told women, if a guy's on top of you, chew his ear off, bite it, and chew it in front of him and smile. You'll freak him out so bad, he'll go running and screaming away from you. Crazy beats anything. And that's what I try to accomplish. If somebody's trying to pick a fight with me, I don't want to fight. Fighting is such a
mm,
waste of time and it's so stupid. So I just look crazy. And people just kind of go, man, maybe this isn't a good idea. You know what I mean?
mm.
So, but most of the time, you can talk yourself out of a fight. Being humble and just saying, dude, I don't want to fight you. Come on, man. Even though I know I can kick the shit out of them, I'm not going to start talking shit. You just say, hey, man, let's not
Yeah,
fight.
yeah,
That's a
yeah.
waste of time. Come on now. Let me
Well,
buy you a
otherwise, you
beer.
fight the world as well, man, Morford. You know what I mean? Like, if you were to be like that, you'd be fighting the world because there's always going to be someone, you know what I mean? It's going to be like, even if it's like someone coming behind you and stabs you in the back, you know what I mean? Like, it's probably, like you said, best to talk,
Yeah.
you know,
I'm
about
always
it. You know
one.
what I mean? Like, look, calm down, man. You know?
Yeah.
I'm all for
Well,
talking, me.
fighting's
I
a
mean, I
skill
do the
too.
door here, so.
So,
Yeah. Yeah, so
you
I'm
have
saying
questions for me?
I do door work here.
What's that?
I'm a door supervisor here, so I'm the same thing, man. I can't, like, you know, but I can't go around fighting everybody, you know, in the world. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's like stupid. You know what I mean? I actually like treat people really well. You know what I mean? And usually
Yeah.
I don't. 99% of the time, I don't have any problems at all. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Because I know how to speak to people.
I think true martial
You
arts
know?
is when you can diffuse a situation verbally. You know,
Mm,
body language is everything, your facial expressions, your tone of voice, and physical
mm,
touch says a lot. So if I come at you like
yeah, yeah.
this and I'm grabbing you, that's aggressive. But if I stand beside you and put my hand on your shoulder and say, come on, man, let's go talk about this, and I invite you to come sit down so you can talk about your problems, people
Mm,
usually calm down. And that's how I diffuse
yeah,
situations. If there was like a bar fight, if I was working security, you just put your hand on their shoulder and say, come on, let's go talk about this. Come on, calm down. It's not
mm,
worth it. When you come at people like that, they're just like, yeah, it's not worth it. And that's a true, you know, martial arts. It starts with that,
mm,
you know.
yeah. Right, man. We're actually going to wind it down now, yeah? So, like, basically, what's the last thing I usually ask people, man, to be honest with you, is like, first of all, what would you say to someone out there that isn't talking, suffering in silence? What would be your message to them?
Deal with your shit. Be open about it. Talk about your problems. You gotta share your feelings with the people you love. I am struggling.
Mm,
I have these feelings right now. If you're struggling in a relationship because of your communication skills, have exercises. I'm upset at you because you did this, and here's why. And then they repeat
mm,
back to you, okay, this is what I heard you say. And then they walk you through it, and you say, yes, that's what I said, or no. And you work through
mm.
communication together. Communication is so important. And so
Yeah,
being able to
exactly.
share your feelings instead of holding things in, because it's what I call the closet of resentment. When you have resentment towards people, you take a little bit of resentment, you put it in a closet and close the door. And then you take a little more resentment, you keep filling that closet. And after years and years and years of resentment, that closet gets so full that that door comes crashing down and all that resentment comes flowing down on top of you and you just
Mm.
fucking explode. And you got to deal with your shit. You got to talk about it. It's no shame in
Yeah,
seeing a therapist and nobody needs to know. Go talk to somebody. Hey, you know what? I'm struggling right now. I'm struggling with pornography. I'm
yeah,
struggling with drugs. I'm struggling with this. Go deal with your shit. They have to be
mm,
open and work through it.
yeah. That's basically that's the message, man. That's the message right there. Exactly. Perfect. Spot on. So, is anything else you want to share, like yourself, about like who are you, or like where to find you and all that? When you want to tell the because obviously like people watch this back later on.
Themorefield.com. Themorefield.com has links to
Yep.
all social media and my YouTube channel and a bio and some music
Perfect.
I wrote and produced.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And definitely, this is not the last time we're going to see you, Morford. I know that for a fact, man.
I
It's
hope
been an
not.
absolute pleasure, sir.
Oh,
And
it's my
I'll
pleasure.
definitely do this again. We're going to do it in a more of a kind of like, I think, personal basis. We're going to do it live together next time. Okay. So the
Beautiful.
next time we meet it will be, well, next time we meet, it could be online. But I mean, the next time we actually do an interview, it's going to be for real in the Philippines, man. Definitely.
Let's do
Or
it.
maybe in the States, you know what I mean? Depending where we are. But I'm well up for that, you know what I mean? So, yeah, Mark just said their wise words, and it was wise words. That's why that's a good finish. So anyway, yeah, let's call it a day. I think we worked hard, man. That was hard work, eh? Not the
Beautiful.
talking bit, but the whole like doing like 3-part
Yeah.
videos.
Yeah.
Anyway, thanks, man. And I will
Thank you very much. Have a blessed night, day, whatever it is, 3 in the morning.